Once again, hello and welcome back to Story Stash. I'm your host Duncan, and these are some of my stories I've written. Today I'm reading from my book Star Guardian, and this is chapter 17. So, let's get started. Chapter 17. The Foe. We took a break after the destruction of the extra node. It seemed we'd wait in hiding behind the moon to see if any vessels arrived. Elimination of the extra node took the pressure off, and my adrenaline level was dropping, so I left to get some sleep. Conversely, Jem and Kaluna handled the stress differently. They were full of energy, so they remained in the main bridge to discuss recent events. I'd done my part. I was soon asleep. Later, Kaluna woke me up. She frowned at me. "Why didn't you stay with us after we took out that foe? Jem was upset you left abruptly," she said. "Huh?" I was still waking up. "I thought it was over. I was tired and needed to rest," I said. She stood there beside my bed with her arms crossed. I contemplated going back to sleep. "Brienne, remember your special assignment. You missed an opportunity today. We wanted to talk and you left," said Kaluna. She wouldn't let me sleep. I got up. "I'm up. What now?" "I want the best for you. You should talk with Jem now," said Kaluna. Her stance clearly indicated this wasn't open to debate. In order to pacify her, I left the cabin and proceeded to the main bridge. "Hello," I said as I entered the main bridge. Jem was sitting near the tactical display. She looked at me. "We missed you earlier," said Jem. "Yes, I'm sorry. I seriously needed rest after we destroyed the extra node," I shrugged. "Are you rested?" "Yes, thank you. Any updates?" I cautiously sat down beside her. I tried to appear calm and friendly. Our eyes locked. I'd known those eyes for cycles. It was weird. I needed you." Her eyes were glassy. This was different. "I'm here now." I put my arms around her and held her close. We were both silent for some time. She felt warm. Shortly, she sniffed, then sat back. We sat together in silence for a while longer. "Attention, multiple vessels arriving in the system," said Ship. "Showtime." We looked up at the tactical display. 3 dots appeared at the edge of the system and were moving towards Baglaji 4. Kaluna arrived and took a seat. "Ship, are you able to contact the probes near Baglaji 4? I asked. "Confirmed," said Ship. "Ship, please task the probes to drift along at full stealth, along paths that would intersect the most likely paths of the vessels. Order nanobots deployed behind them in a wide path to increase the chance of contact. Once complete, have them move to a distance where they can record the results of the nanobots and report damage assessment," I ordered. "Captain, command authorization required," said Ship. "Authorized," said Jem. She looked up at the ceiling. "Confirmed," said Ship. "And Ship, from now on, please update protocol for command authorization. I promote Brian to rank of commander. We are at war with this unknown foe. We cannot afford delays. He has earned our trust. Exceptions would include any high-level protocols, such as the protocol to preserve the Baglaji species," said Jem. "Command authorization for Commander Brian granted," said Ship. "Congratulations, Commander Brian," Kaluna cooed. I was unsure what to say, and I bet my face made that clear. "I would have discussed this with you earlier if you were awake. Everything you've done was correct. Your creativity and judgment have convinced me you are qualified to issue commands, and I'm fed up with being the only one Ship takes orders from," frowned Jem. "Thank you, Captain." I blushed as I looked her in the eyes. "Now, prove me right. What happens next?" she asked. We wait to see if the foe vessels fall into our trap. If not, we might task the probes to make a second pass, I said. On the tactical display, we saw a representation of trails of nanobots ahead of the foe vessels. We might just get lucky. Brian, if the vessels don't divert to Baglaji 6, then they don't know your location, Kaluna pointed out. You're right, Jem agreed. Attention, vessel has accessed our network. They sent a remote override protocol. I'm not responding, said Ship. Woohoo! We dodged a laser there. Oh wow, Kaluna gasped. We would have died just now. Thank you for the update, Ship. I think we can use this to our advantage, I said. How? Asked Jem. They're connected to our network and they expect a response from a Baglaji vessel, I said. Ship, please send a response from a fictional Baglaji vessel in orbit around Baglaji 4, with coordinates from the far side of the planet. I want to lead them into trails of nanobots. Confirmed, said Ship. On the tactical display, we saw the location of our fictional vessel close to the planet. The foe vessels continued on towards Baglaji 4, just as I hoped. You're using their own form of attack to lead them into our trap. That's brilliant, Kaluna said with awe. I'm glad you're on our team, Commander, said Jem. They were both smiling at me. It was a nice alternative to earlier. I smiled. Ship, I need the foe vessels disabled but not destroyed. Once you detect explosive decompression on all vessels and no life signs, you can deactivate the nanobot. Confirmed, said Ship. The vessels looked like they were about to intersect the trails of nanobots. We studied the action. Jem, Kaluna, we need information. We have no information about this foe. Those vessels have answers we need, I stated. We watched the tactical display. As we watched the tactical display, all three vessels passed through the trails of nanobots. Attention, foe vessel has ordered fabricated Baglaji vessel to rendezvous in orbit around Baglaji 4, said Ship. Ship, send a response indicating compliance, I ordered. I did not want to startle them until the trap had fully sprung. We continued to watch. Not long after, the dots representing the foe vessels made erratic course changes on the tactical display. I guess they noticed something and were reacting. Attention, probes report foe vessels have lost power and explosive decompressions detected. No remaining life signs detected, said Ship. The vessels weren't close enough to the planet to be crash landing soon. Ship, was there any outgoing signal detected from the vessels, I asked. Probes report the only signals were on the system network, attempting to communicate with the false Baglaji vessel, said Ship. Jem and Kaluna were smiling. I think we need to remain cautious. Ship, plot the path of the foe vessels on the tactical display since they entered the system to where they are now. Send the two probes in that direction, about 1/3 of the distance. I want them prepared to deploy additional trails of nanobots. Confirmed, said Ship. The dots representing the probes moved. This is for the second wave of foe vessels. Even if they didn't send a signal back, eventually someone will come in search of their missing vessels, I said. Why are you sending the probes towards the edge of the system? Asked Jem. I want to infect any arriving vessels before they are close enough to scan the derelict vessels. A detailed scan may reveal the nature of the nanobots and allow them to come up with countermeasures, I said. Kind of like a Tian chess game. I always have to be thinking several moves ahead. It is too bad we don't know how long it was that the extra node sent the signal out of the system, I mused. Why? Asked Jem. It's the minimum time before foe vessels arrive. I'd like to go over to Baglaji 4 and examine them. Maybe we can access their computer core or steal any useful weapons or defensive capabilities. If it's just a few hours, I don't want us to get caught in the open, I answered. Plus, if any arriving foe vessels see us, they will change course, and we can't use the nanobots against them, said Kaluna. Yes, we'd be more desirable bait than their derelict vessels, I agreed. Brian, how about we ask the ship to send another cloaked probe? We can equip it with scanners and maintenance robots that can remove parts to bring back for us to examine, asked Jem. Ship, can you take care of that? I asked. Confirmed. Probe launch in about 2 hours, said Ship. Thank you. Keep in mind your self-improvement protocol when searching for things to adapt or to improve your specifications. Oh, and when you examine any computer core, be very careful. It may contain viruses, I offered. Confirmed, said Ship. Excellent. That's all I got for now, I said. Today, we successfully defended the Baglaji system from invaders for the first time in millennia, said Jem. This is no small feat. It is a pivotal point in the Baglaji war with this foe. Ship, make a note in our archives. After that, we rested. I made sure I was the last to leave the main bridge this time. Well, that's the conclusion of Chapter 17. And next episode will be Chapter 18. What next? So join me then for that chapter. Until then, goodbye.